Hello, and welcome to another episode of Untraditionally Traditional, a podcast with me, Brittany Duncan, a millennial homemaker. Join me each week as I share all the things I've learned that make keeping your home, garden, and life running smoothly, all while working. If you are enjoying the podcast, please be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcasting app so you get the episodes downloaded straight to you every Monday. Now, on to today's episode. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I do know that today is Tuesday and that normally episodes come out on Mondays, and so I appreciate y'all being patient with me as this is another busy week. Today's episode title is Mindful Cleaning, and I know a lot of you probably read that and said, okay, Brittany, this is a little woo-woo, and I hope that after you listen to this episode, you don't feel that way and that you take it as an opportunity to have gratitude or prayer in your life, depending what your beliefs are. For me, I like to use the time that I am walking around my house cleaning as a time to thank the Lord for all that I have. For me, I've started calling myself a maximalist. I'm really the opposite of a minimalist. I like having things around the house that make me happy. I love that curated, collected look. I love antiques. I love cookbooks. I love lots and lots of plates and servingware and, all of the things. So for me, minimalism is not my forte. And for me, I'm happy about that. But it also makes it really easy for me as I'm walking around my house cleaning to see all the things in my home and be able to give thanks for them or the people that gave them to me or make me think of them and the connections. So for a lot of us, we're walking around dusting, for example. Chances are, if you have photos in your house, they are of people, friends, family, your spouse that you're very close to and that you love and would want to pray for. Or if you're not religious, just say a thank you and just think about how the parts of them and your relationship with them that you are grateful for, that you are thankful that you have them in your life. And so when I walk around and I see a photo of my grandmother and I smile. I thank the Lord so much for bringing her into my life and for all the memories that we've had, all the relationships, just everything that, she's still here with me today and I can call her up and chit chat, all the pieces of herself that I feel like she passed on to me, her hobbies, her loves, her sense of humor and joy and wanting laughter in life. All of those are things that I attribute to my granny. And so being able to walk and see that photo and send up a prayer, thanking the Lord for that relationship and also asking him to take care of her, to keep her safe and happy and healthy, is a great opportunity. Gifts that were given to Johnson and I for our wedding. Another great example of people that cared about us enough to honor our wedding. And as I look at those gifts, I think fondly on them. I wish them well. I send up prayers for them. Same thing, gratitude, walking through. Down to the dog hair that you're vacuuming up. You can look at it as frustration that, oh my gosh, I just vacuumed 2 days ago and now there's dog hair all over the floor again. Or I choose to thank God for bringing Sage into our lives, for all the joy that she brings, despite all the hair that she brings. I find it's just a much better way to walk through the day, walk through your house. It doesn't even have to be when you're cleaning, but I do find it's a time that you're laying hands on a lot of parts of your house, down to scrubbing your toilet, not an ideal task, probably not something you love doing, but thanking God or whoever your person is, or your higher being, or just in general, just being thankful that we as people have plumbing, modern day plumbing, that we have a toilet with a seat that you can sit on when you do your business, that you're not having to squat over a hole in the woods getting bitten by mosquitoes, okay? Like, there are a lot of great things that we have in our house, even though they have to be scrubbed. showers, hot water, dishes, sinks to wash them in, dishwashers, so you don't even have to do the scrubbing, stoves that you can heat up and in an instant, a couple presses of a button. You're not having to stoke a fire to be able to cook a chicken. All these things are really incredible, and you can choose to be jaded when you're cleaning. You can choose to be indifferent when you're cleaning, or my preferred method is to choose to be grateful when I'm cleaning for everything I have, all the convenience of modern day technology, and my home. I thank God for the creativity that He gave me. I love to decorate. I love being in our house. I call it putzing around, where I'll just move different objects a different way, style a shelf for fun. That brings me joy. And as I'm doing this, or I'm cleaning those areas that I've made to look a certain way, I thank God for giving me that joy, that creativity, that gene that sees beauty in things and wants to live a beautiful life. So I encourage you, as you're doing your cleaning task, to try out this method. Think about the people in your lives that are represented in your home and wish them well. Be thankful for what you have and honor your home by thanking it. This is a short one today. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If y'all haven't written a review or rated the podcast yet, I would love if you could do so. It really helps me to reach more of an audience and more ears. So whether this is in Apple or Spotify, I know some of the apps have different options. In Apple, if you can write a review and rate the podcast, that would be amazing. If you're on Spotify, just rating it would be awesome. Obviously, 5 stars is the best, but I do like honest opinions. So, and let me know too what you love about the podcast, why you find it valuable. I like to hear those things, and it does help me keep going and producing these episodes so that I know that people are listening and enjoying them. I do see the download rate, so I know that people do listen, but sometimes it's nice to hear from actual people versus the abyss. And special shout out to Giselle for helping me with my overload of cucumbers. If you follow me on Instagram at untraditionallytraditionalpod, and put out a story post to Instagram saying, hey, if you like cucumbers and want some free cucumbers and you live in Boise, please let me know, because I have a ton. And she very sweetly offered to take some off of my hands. So thank you so much, Giselle, if you're listening. And note to self, 1 or 2 cucumber plants is probably enough. I think I went a little bit overboard, and now I'm drowning in cucumbers. So also, if you know of any great cucumber recipes, send those my way as well on Instagram, because there are more cucumbers in my fridge than I know what to do with, and more on the vine to come. So I'll look out for that. Thank you for listening to this episode of Untraditionally Traditional. If you enjoy the podcast, please share it with those special people who would love it too, and write a review. For more tips and photos of my home and garden, follow Untraditionally Traditional Pod on Instagram. Until next week, let's continue to make our homes places of joy and service to ourselves and those we share them with.